Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. This time I'm going to do a Q&A. I mentioned on Twitter that I was open to answer questions about the secrets of prop firms, and some of you guys have asked some really nice questions, so now is the time to reveal that. What is your source of knowledge about prop firms? So I work in prop firms, I know prop firm CEOs, but one other thing that made me a lot conscious about the prop firm space and what is happening behind the scenes was obviously the investigation that I did to dozens of prop firms around the time that I was in Easton. After those investigations, I also talked with a lot of prop firm CEOs, a lot of prop firm employees, the part of technology, etc. And that gave me a lot of perception on how prop firms are built, the background of prop firms, the marketing side, everything. And currently, for those of you that didn't saw the video, I am helping building a prop firm called Pip Farm. So if you are interested in seeing the weekly basis of how to build a prop firm, go and check my latest video on this channel. One comment that I got on this tweet is that these are not really prop firms. And that is in fact true. These are not real prop firms. These are what usually call evaluation firms. The name is still to be certain. It's not yet certain. People call it prop firms, but in reality what prop firms are is basically they give job to the traders so traders can trade with the money of the prop firm and get a little fee in return. What happens here is that these are evaluation firms. Why is that? Because this is not real capital. We are trading with demo money, so we cannot call it a prop firm. One question is, why must I pay to pass a challenge? Well, that is the base of a prop firm. The base of a prop firm or evaluation firm, as you want to call it, is that traders need to pay in order to make these challenges, and if they pass the challenges, they get the funded accounts where they can actually make money from their trades. But the reality is that all is demo capital. The only live capital, real capital, that you get your hands on is the one that goes to your account after a payout. That is the only real capital behind a prop firm. Now, I love this question is, what is the biggest challenge when forming a prop firm? Well, there are a lot of challenges. I believe the tech is the main challenge because you need to choose if you want to go with other companies' tech and pay them a fee and also a part of the profits, or if you want to build your own tech, you need to have like tens of thousands of dollars. After that, there are a lot of challenges. The tech is just like the main one. You have then where the company is going to be built. Then you have like the marketing side. How can we promote the challenges? How can we promote the prop firm? And the marketing side is actually, in this moment, a little bit tricky because there are so many firms. I'm going to get more into detail of that and show you like a weekly basis of challenges in my vlog that I'm preparing every single week. So don't forget, Wednesdays I drop a vlog showing like the weekly basis in a prop firm. One very important question that people ask was what kind of personal data prop firms share. And I would say that this depends on the prop firm and the goal of the company. The company can have a goal of selling data, and in that case, every data that you have can be sold. Doesn't mean that is. But some other companies don't really want to monetize the data. So they just keep the data to themselves, just probably for marketing purposes, and the data doesn't go anywhere. It's not monetized. But as I said, that depends to the company. And it's very hard to know if a company is actually monetizing your data or not. One question regarding FTMO is, how does FTMO operate successfully for so many years? And the reality is that FTMO was one of the first prop firms in the space, so they actually had the advantage of the time. They actually were like the pioneers in this space. So obviously that gave them a lot of advantage. If you don't remember this, you probably are in trading for like 2-3 years, but previously in that, like 5-6 years ago, FTMO was charging a lot more for the challenges, the profit split was way less than it is now, and they didn't pay everyone at that time. So yeah, that was a different environment, not so many companies, not the environment that we see now that every trader knows about prop firms. At the time, the majority of the traders didn't know about them, they didn't know they existed. FTMO took that advantage of being a pioneer in the industry, to being trustworthy and have the trust of the public. They also did the majority of the things inside the house. So they have their own tech, now they have their own brokerage, etc, etc. Now, one other thing that FTMO does very well is that they manage the risk of their traders. And that is actually something that the majority of the prop firms don't do. Let me know if you want me to tell you how FTMO manage the risk of their traders and how other companies are not doing the same thing. And because of that, they can be in jeopardy. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear about that. I also received some questions regarding a tweet that I did that some prop firms were going to open to the United States again. And the questions that I received was why after this time they stop selling challenges to the United States and now they are opening back again. And that will not happen to every single firm. The majority of the firms will not go to the United States again. That is because United States is a risk for the companies. So as we may seen in my Forex funds, the regulators were very tight on the company and actually shut down everything. So this is what may happen to companies that are in the US space, are selling challenges in the US. So probably the majority of the companies that are making the move to the United States are companies that actually are in the need for a revenue. And they want to take the risk of going against the regulators in the space than actually get without the revenue that the United States give. That is actually a lot. And no, prop firms are not regulated, but there are certain entities that are getting aware of prop firms and that are start looking at them. And that is why when we see these companies go down, they don't have actually the need to pay to traders because there are no regulators or entities that make them pay to traders. So we are basically still in a gray zone. That can possibly change in the near future, but for now, everything stays like this. So these were some of the best questions people ask me on Twitter. Let me know more questions that you wanna see answered regarding prop firms or the trading space, and I'll answer in the next video. Meanwhile, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And meanwhile, if you wanna be a super expert in the prop space, you have to watch the weekly vlog that I'm posting on this channel. Every Wednesday, I'll be dropping a vlog regarding the weekly update on building Pip Farm. See you next time.